Hey, what's up, guys? Chica getting back in some Fruit of Grisaia. We're standing in the middle of nowhere, and like I always say, no matter what sort of life you're living, you'll run into people who won't listen to what you have to say. So that's interesting, I guess. Let's do this. When words don't get through, the easiest alternative is beating them into submission. Excellent call. Certainly a bit of a rough solution, and a bad one at that, because that's called assault. But when you're dealing with another man, it's at least an option. You can beat up women, too. It's also a crime. But when you're dealing with a woman, let alone a shrimp of a girl who doesn't come up to your shoulder, it's a different story. You can't just beat them to death. If you start swinging your fists around out of irritation under those circumstances, anyone would call it bullying the weak and assault. It's bad style and would leave an unpleasant aftertaste. Okay, yeah, we're gonna start this episode defending assault. I love it. What's called for in such situations is perseverance and patience, the two P's as I like to call it, the PP. In this age of rapid scientific progress, I'd like some machine you could stick on your back, throw the switch to Zen-like, and instantly gain infinite self-control. What? But sadly, despite the market potential for such a device, the world isn't yet such a convenient place. Okay, sure. Well, no big deal. Fortunately enough, I'm pretty used to endurance tests. What the fuck are we talking about? Or do we want to beat up this girl? Really? That's how we're gonna start? Yuji, why are you doing this to me? It's been 5 minutes since I spotted Irisu Makino wandering aimlessly around the campus, and I cut out, what are you up to? Do you want to fight? In a casual tone. On the bright side, she reacted to my voice and stopped dead in her tracks instead of fleeing. Yeah, women usually free at the side of us, but beyond that, things have not gone well. Staring fixedly up at my face, Makino doesn't speak a word. Can you not speak Japanese? This is going so good, she's trembling with excitement. Silent as always, Makino shakes her head back and forth in denial, apparently having understood my question. Are you afraid of me, maybe? This is going so good. We're so close now. Her silence continues. This time there's neither confirmation nor denial. It doesn't seem likely that she didn't understand the question, which would mean this one is uncertain territory, somewhere between yes and no, as far as I can guess. I'm repeating myself, but this sort of communication takes a lot of patience and persistence. I try to consciously consider things from Makino's point of view. A transfer student with an unclear background. What's more, a man 178 centimeters high. Who the fuck measures their height in centimeters? What kind of psychopath does that? From the perspective of Makino, who I guess to be around 140 centimeters, seriously, there are bigger units of measure, it might well be a little intimidating to have me towering above her. For the moment, I crouch down so my eyes are level with hers. I see why she doesn't want to talk to us. It seemed like you were wandering around the grounds. Are you looking for something like an excuse to get away from me? She speaks! Great, we're doing so good now. Makino speaks a single word in a quiet voice, once again shakes her head in denial. And for this, we want to beat the shit out of her. Then what were you doing? That's a point of some interest to me, but well, if you get down to it, whoever she is and whatever she's doing is her own business, I suppose. I'm not a policeman, I don't have any reason to drag it out of her. Yeah, wow, how noble of you for not interrogating someone who's walking around. In this case, it might be best to find some words to wrap this up cleanly, give her a friendly goodbye and let this timid creature be on her way. But as I reach this conclusion, Makino slowly moves her hand to the rear of her skirt, grabs something with her stubby fingers, and pushes it in front of my eyes. So many questions. 1. Incredibly rude to refer to anyone as stubby. That's never a flattering word. 2. What is about to happen? Huh? What is this thing? At a glance, the end of Makino's small hand is a toy-like object roughly the size of an egg, with an LCD screen buried in the center. Is it a Tamagotchi? It is a Tamagotchi. What's that? I don't know what anything is because I'm stupid. Stop. This isn't what I wanted. On closer examination, there's some unknown life form or monster, most closely resembling a chick. Oh, hot. Displayed in blocky pixels on the central LCD. Seems to be programmed with some cheap animations, about 3 patterns or so. Come to think of it, I remember reading a news article about this a few years ago. After developing the smallest 3-axis geomagnetism sensor in the world at the time. Man, Yuji's really boring. A certain company fed that technology into a children's electronic toy, which then became an explosive hit among grade schoolers. It's a pedometer, right? One of those things where the pet goes up faster the more you walk? Great! Nodding her head, Makino returns the pedometer in her hand to her waist. In other words, she wasn't looking for anything in particular. Her wandering around itself was the objective. Wow, how deep. Walking's a good thing since it's aerobic exercise without too much strain on the joints. If you're gonna walk anyway, having some sort of visible result from the effort might make it feel more worthwhile. I don't think she needed your analysis. I think she knows that the Tamagotchi is its own reward. But cool, thanks, Yuji. You can walk inside too. The world's an amazing place. Magna points at the school gate as she speaks. I see, it makes sense she'd want to avoid crowded places given her extreme shyness. Well, that should be easy since there are about 5 kids at the school, including her. That would restrict her strolls to pace around the school grounds, which would quickly get repetitive. Unlike this barren wasteland over here, which is just full of excitement. Look, a shed! A goal? But no second goal, just the one. Trees. A pole. It's amazing out here. So the digital pet serves a distraction from that boredom, most likely. You like taking walks? Wow, Yuji. You're really cutting to the core of her. This is going so good. Are we best friends yet? Sorta, is it? We know how to talk like a human. Well, walking for fun at this age might be a little odd. It seems more like the hobby of an old man. Everyone likes walking. It's a normal thing. Do you have any other interests? Like reading, for example. Do you read any books lately? Thank you for providing an example of what an interest might be. I'm sure she didn't know. Yeah, see, she doesn't even know what books are. Manga's fine too, whatever. To tell the truth, I'd already heard from Miney that Makina often reads books, and reading is a hobby of mine as well. I think it's a decent common topic for starters. In response to my question, Makina holds her right index finger to her chin and mumbles, huh, while gazing at the sky. A quiz book. Great. Quiz, huh? Was it interesting? Please kill me. This conversation is the worst thing that's ever happened to a human. What are you talking about? Is this a riddle? Observe with the naked eye. Candy canes. Huh? Did I get it right? Life-threatening to observe with the naked eye. What kind of death ray weapon is that? And a sweet of all things. Some new tech from the West? Okay, he's retarded. Ah! Just looking at it is dangerous, which would mean it's probably some sort of optical weapon. Something like an X-ray possessing mass, or some sort of beam saber style light-based killing tool. Oh my god! No, but if seeing it is dangerous, some sort of super weapon that radiates a pulse to the receptors of the eyeball using a flickering pattern to stimulate the brain cells and trigger accelerated apoptosis? Hold it. This thing's a sweet, right? A sweet. What the heck? Where do we go from there? Oh, I'm getting some sort of chocolate pastry shooting out a mysterious beam of light. Pew pew pew? I don't know. I give up. I'm dumb. What's the answer? Candy. What? See and die. That's the dumbest thing I've ever fucking heard. Yuji, beat the shit out of this girl. She's stupid. See and die. Oh, I get it. I missed that angle. Candy. Kill me. Yeah, please leave. We're done here. Oh, yeah, sorry to hold you up. Please leave. Great, it's over. It's finally over. We're done. Without even a bye or later, Makina leaves the area at a trot as if fleeing from me. Can't imagine why. It doesn't seem like she outright hates me, though. She does. Everyone does. What? How long have you been there, you large woman, you? Wow, so like the very end, then. What do you mean by the opposite? Did we say that out loud? What kind of psychopath are we? Oh, she's trying not to be disliked by us, for some strange reason. Trying not to be disliked? Well, part of that is confusing. She doesn't want you to not like her. She is energetic. She read a quiz book. That's the least energetic thing anyone's ever said. True enough, I remember seeing her rushing around brandishing a cicada and cackling that first time. If that's her normal state, then the way she behaves in front of me would certainly be a product of deliberate self-restraint, but... Well, I mean, sure. Or I just drain the life out of her like an energy vampire. I think it could be interpreted as simple fear as well. Okay, great. So she is afraid of us, though. At least we've got that established. What makes you say that? You said that! What are you talking about, Yuji? Pay attention when you're talking. That's effective? That's sociopathic behavior. Who does that? People hate that. It's like you're mocking her height. Just be normal. Huh. Yeah. When I was a kid, there was a time I'd been surrounded by unfamiliar adults and found myself on the brink of tears. Really? That bad? Because they were taller than you. One of the adults stooped down to talk to me face to face. I immediately got emotionally attached. Looking back, I feel like shouting, "You sure got attached to an outrageous person!" or complaining about what an idiot I was, but I would call you large, actually, apparently. Really? I feel like that's mocking. Like if I was talking to someone and they hunched down to talk to me, I'd probably punch them in the goddamn throat now that they've given me an opening. And now she's glued to you, or something like that. I mean, I thought that was because you guys were friends, but yeah, I guess it's because she's clingy. That's great, that's way better. Well, she's got her Tamagotchi to think of, she's got a family. If you were with her constantly, I thought she was like, you know, if I was with her, like if we were fucking, I'd get worn out. But, you know, I mean, that's probably also true now that I say it out loud. Whatever. Maybe she's playing by herself because she understands that. That's really sad, actually, that she knows other people hate her and so she just plays alone. That's so sad. I'm sorry, she'll meow? What the fuck is happening? What is this conversation? Send help. Her body's flexible and soft. This is great. So she's a cat. Awesome. I really don't want to talk about it. A cat! Yeah, that's what I was thinking. That's not insane. Yeah, we were. Do you remember when we tried to talk to her? And it was like fucking pulling teeth? We were trying to be friendly, I assume. Don't plan to force her to be friends if she doesn't want to be, but yeah, I'll give it a try to avoid being hated at least. Swing and a miss there, buddy. If I avoid unnecessary contact, I shouldn't inspire any hatred, or come to hate anyone myself. There's a girl who's trying to stab you at the school, dude. Do you remember that? She tried to stab you repeatedly. No? Nothing? Not ringing a bell? In exchange, I won't be liked or come to like anyone either. Maintaining emotional distance along appropriate lines is essential, but extremely difficult aspect of forming efficient interpersonal relationships. That's what I always look for in my relationships. Efficiency. Of course, there are always these careless puppy dog types who will leap in your arms wagging their tails right from the start. Sorry, you're just so large I couldn't help it. Well, I was just thinking about how beautiful you are. Okay, Yuji. Just don't. What is happening? Hello? Send help. Alright, Amane, close your eyes. Please don't. What is happening? Her chest swelling with some ridiculous expectation. Amane closed her eyes and thrust out her lips as instructed. Don't think we told her to thrust out her lips, but sure. Moving quickly and silently, I make good on my getaway, leaving the girl to her foolishness. Man, what a player, dude. Yeah, this is how you get girls to fall for you, by the way. I know. You can't keep a good playboy down. He's got bitches to fuck, you know? I see, Makina may have the right idea. Leaving out later, goodbye entirely, and silently running away is certainly less troublesome. Don't take it the wrong way, Mane. It's not that I hate you. I'm just trying to avoid being hated by you. Really? This was your attempt at not being hated? You're really bad at it. Like, tremendously bad. Anyways, this is the sky. Oh! More sky. Look at that. It just keeps going, huh? There it is. Read books in a well-lit area. Okay. That was a teaching of my master's. Your master was an idiot. At that time, I was accustomed to reading while shut up in a closet or dark room. What? So those words felt a bit refreshing. Why? Just turn on a light, or don't go in the closet. Of course, it's not like I'm worried about obeying the teachings of a woman who's already dead. Okay, that's not very nice. But I'm still not good with direct sunlight. Okay, are you a vampire? But here I am searching for a bright place with a book in hand anyway. Aren't I adorable? It's just easier to read when it's bright. Okay, you're allowed to enjoy the day, presumably. Anyways, this is the sky again, but lower. Why'd we even have that scene? Whatever. No reason to wander around looking for a sunny place in this shitty heat. Yuji! Watch your language. Stepping away from the air-conditioned school building, I unfolded the school's admissions guide pamphlet. Why? What? Are we looking for a sunny place? Because look no further. On the coded threefold brochure, there's a bird's eye view illustration of the campus with a mark to the south of the schoolhouse annotated, planned site of library construction. We don't need a library. It's the future, it's the internet. Planned site, meaning there isn't a library yet, I guess. Very astute, Yuji. The education's already paying off. Although there is something library-esque on the second floor of the school building, the collection only holds around 200 books. You can apply to have a book stocked if you're after one in particular. And apparently a bookmobile replaces the existing collection every once in a while. What? But it doesn't seem like it's being used that heavily. In other words, there's no reason to go out of my way to borrow the key to use it. I brought my own books, and there are plenty of well-lit areas besides the library. Huh? While casually looking over the pamphlet, I find the words, Rose Garden. This is definitely our principal's doing. Yeah, she's the only adult at the school. What is this? Why is this happening? Rose gardens are just nice. You can just have rose gardens. It's okay. Why are we being mean to the principal? She's a nice lady. That transition is very odd. Or so I can easily imagine a certain woman who doesn't know how to act her age deluding herself. Okay, we're being mean again. Great. Pretty flowers might calm your mind, but they won't fill your belly. What? If you've got room to grow them, it would be better used for an edible plant, like weed. But telling her that would probably make things unpleasant. I'll just have to remember to greet Principal Takibana with, "A good day, Oni-sama," the next time I see her. A rose garden, huh? I don't have any interest in inedible flowers, but I guess there'd be a shade tree or two as well. Really? You're looking for a shady tree? Where could we fucking find one of those? But I guess there'd be a shady tree or two as well. Imagining myself reading under a tree surrounded by blooming roses brings a smirk to my face. Guided by these silly thoughts, I decide to head towards the road garden for the first and only time. Okay. Look, roses have seasons, Yuji. I don't know how to break this to you. They're not in bloom all the time. They're flowers. They have seasons. Anyways, before we get to the shitty fucking rose garden, I'm going to draw this episode to a close. So thank you guys so much for watching. I really appreciate it. If you like that, don't forget to like, subscribe. Be sure to next week to see these fucking roses with yours truly. I'll see you guys then.